There was a group of friends named Annie, Molly, Libby, Sierra, Andy, Mark, Ivia, and Dora, all sitting at the library making plans for a group vacation. Mark suggested, "What if instead of a trip we just go to the beach and look for seashells? That's fun and free." Andy replied, "Nah, last time I went to the beach I had to pay a fee for parking." "You had to pay a fee? Gee, that's nuts. What's this world coming to?" Sierra was perusing a travel magazine when she found an article about an African safari tour. "Hey, check this out," she exclaimed as she showed the article to Molly. "We should go on one of these." "Yeah," said Molly. "I could use some more adventure in my life." "Let's also take a boat to get there. That'd make it a trip of a lifetime," said Annie. "Now we're talking," exclaimed Sierra. "We'll go in the middle of June." Andy said, "That sounds dangerous. I've heard a lot of people get attacked by animals. And taking a boat to Africa? It could sink. And once you've gone down in the water, you can die quickly." "What do you think, Libby?" asked Molly. "I think he's making it up," Ivia blurted out. "Are you calling him a liar? Andy's usually right about stuff like this." "Oh, that's a bunch of bull, Ivia," said Molly. "Well, I'd like to go," said Annie. "Me too," said Libby. "Me three," said Molly. "Don't forget me," said Sierra. Andy felt like he, Ivia, Dora, and Mark were being unfairly left out. "Well, what about us, eh?" "We're going without you," Molly said. "I don't think I could wait for an adventure like this." "Fine," Andy snapped back. "Ivia, Dora, me, and Mark will go on our own trip without you. We'll go somewhere historic and full of antiquity." "Ooh la la! 2 pairs of a guy and a girl. I hope Cupid doesn't fly by with his arrows," teased Libby. "Cut it out," snapped Mark. So Molly and Libby and Sierra and Annie went and checked the magazine out from the librarian to plan their trip. As they left, Andy yelled out, "You're all rushing into trouble." "Ah, quit your yapping," replied Molly. Mark tapped Andy on the shoulder. "Dude, I can't believe they'd just go on a trip without us like that." Andy shook his head. "Yeah, I know. That's so low, man." Meanwhile, when Sierra handed the magazine to the librarian, she scanned it and said, "You have a lot of overdue items. If you don't return this one on time along with the others, I'll ban you from the library." The 4 brunettes left the library to plan their trip. Sierra suggested, "Do you want to come to my house to plan our trip?" "Sure," said Libby. "The bus stop isn't too far away." Molly suggested, "Let's just take the cab over there. The bus'll take too long. I need to hurry back to my grandpa's garden to help him put away the tools we left out this morning. Leaving them out overnight makes sickles and shovels rust." "Sounds good," said Libby, "as long as no one minds me eating my bagel in the cab. I picked it up on the way to the library and haven't gotten around to eating it yet." She pulled out a paper bag from her purse, opened it up, and reached inside. "Wow, 2 bagels! I thought I only ordered 1. The girls got into the taxicab, and Annie shouted with excitement when she saw the driver. "Ivory! I'm so glad we got your cab. You're my favorite driver." "You have a favorite taxi driver?" asked Libby. "Why?" "Oh, all the other drivers I've had floor it when going down hills. I guess they like the speed rush or something. But Ivory coasts down the hills to save gas. I love her environmental consciousness." As the girls planned their trip at Sierra's house, Molly said, "I'll need to find someone to watch my cat while I'm away," Annie suggested. "I bet Dominique can." Molly thought for a moment. "Dominique, huh? Yeah, that's a good idea." As they continued planning, Annie said, "There's no way we can take a boat all the way to the safari. We can neither land close to the safari nor anywhere on the way to rest." "Right, let's just fly," said Sierra. Molly banged the desk angrily. "No, I can't afford airfare." "Don't Bangladesh, Molly. You might break something." "I'll lend you the money," said Sierra. So Sierra loaned Molly the money, and the 4 girls left on their adventure. While on the airplane, Annie got a little chilly, so she pushed the futon to ask a flight attendant for another blanket. Molly was doing a crossword puzzle. Hey gals, what does Montana grow a lot of? I can't believe this is real. We're almost there and you're playing a silly little crossword puzzle? I can't stop looking out the window, said Libby with great excitement. She could only see water, but after a few minutes she saw some greenery on the horizon. I see land! Greenland! As the plane started its descent, the girls were captivated by the scenery. This looks like a very fine land to visit, said Sierra. It's gorgeous, said Annie. I'm so excited. I've never been on this side of the equator before, said Libby. When they landed, they got on a tour bus from a company named Curie. Their guide was named Benny. We have no small dive ahead of us, said Benny. You'd better eat something now. No thanks, I'll wait, said Annie. I hate eating on the run. The rest of the girls took out some peanut butter sandwiches, and Benny asked if that was going to be enough. Oh, yeah, said Molly. Peanut butter and jam make a filling meal, especially when you can't cook. Well, said Benny, if you need more to fill your bellies, I have these granola bars. I've heard granola is good for your brain. It'll make you smart like Denstein. Libby said, That's okay, I can't eat sugar. Oh, don't worry, said Benny. These have artificial sweeteners. While on their bus ride, they passed a small town where there was a large celebration. What's going on? Asked Molly. Oh, the people are excited they finally Guatemala and a restaurant in their town, said Benny. Libby was excited to be somewhere new, so she wanted to follow her trip on her phone. Hey Siri, where am I? They got to their hotel and waited in the lobby to check into their rooms. Libby noticed a poster on the wall showing a fossil of a human skeleton and the words, Who's Burke? She asked Benny, So who is Burke? Oh, that's what they call the earliest known human in this area. Scientists were really surprised when they found Burke in a fossil because they didn't know humans lived here that long ago. When they got into their rooms, Sierra was immediately filled with malaise and disappointment. Benny, could we get a different room, please? This room is dirty. See, look at that mold over there. And the blanket is so dusty. It's brown. It's not dusty, that's just its color. That Afghan is tan. See, my pack is tan too. Anyway, there aren't any rooms to value the same as this, so I'll just have room service tidy it up. It'll sure be a while though, so let's just leave our stuff and go see some animals. When we get back, everything will be green. Annie stopped the group. Well, you all ate in the bus, but I didn't. I'm going to eat my sandwich right now. She took out a sandwich with lettuce poking out the sides. Benny said, That's romaine, yeah? Ooh, good choice. Oh, come on, it's not that fancy, she replied. Just then a large crow swooped down and took the sandwich right out of Annie's hands. Ha ha, Benny said. The crow ate your sandwich. It'll eat it all up. Oh, great. Now I'm going to be hungry for our safari, Annie complained. How annoying. Don't worry, said Benny. I just remembered I have some hummus in the bus. He went to the bus and brought the hummus over to Annie. She took a bite and spit it out. This ain't hummus. I can't even tell what it is. They got on the bus and drove through the wilderness when suddenly a herd of elephants came plowing through the bushes in front of them. A male and a female elephant charged towards the bus, but fortunately neither one attacked. However, the male was verging in so close that he rocked the bus. Eventually, they found a zeal of 12 zebras standing by a massive anthill. Benny took a close look through his monocular and said, That's a new zeal and Slovenian ants. Annie wanted to get a better picture, so she hid behind an eerie tree and tried to take a shot. It still wasn't good enough, so she started trying to climb the tree. What are you doing? Asked Benny. If I can climb onto that branch and jump off, I'll land on top of that anthill and get a better angle to take a picture. I don't like the looks of that tree. You'd better not climb it, advised Benny. So instead of climbing the tree, Annie snuck out into the open, held still like a pole, and slowly crept closer to the zebras. Be careful, shouted Benny. You might spook the zebras. Can a dozen zebras really be scared of a single person? Replied Annie stubbornly. I don't know, said Benny. Well, you're a guide. You should know, she said. At least let me come with you for added safety, said Benny. I've never seen a gal so stubbornly determined to take a picture. Libby fanned herself. Don't be too long. Tahiti's very bad. I'm malting over here. As Benny and Annie got closer to the zebras, they got spooked and started charging. Benny and Annie ran towards the bus. Benny got into the bus safely, but Annie got kicked in the knee by a zebra and fell on her arm. When the zebras cleared, Benny and the others went to check on Annie, who was lying on the ground. Look at my knee. It's Belgium out like crazy. It's painful. And I can hardly move my arm, she yelled. Just then, a passerby in a van came around to offer help. Benny told Annie, we need to drive you to the hospital. You can either ride in the cutie bus or on the van. If you take the van, you ought to be more comfortable. So Annie chose to ride on the van. Benny helped her in the van and handed her a sling. Here, this will help your arm. The van driver had some first aid kits with several bandages in them. He handed a bandage to Annie and said, I'll tie one on your leg. It'll help relieve some pain. You better put your arm in your sling to prevent further injury. The driver knew a shortcut to the hospital across his friend's farm, so he called his friend to make sure he could drive across it. His friend said, Sure, just don't run over my cow or my goat. When they got to the hospital, Sierra, Molly, and Libby waited in the waiting room while Benny and Annie saw the doctor. Sierra said to the other girls, I hope things don't get so serious she turns comatose. Comatose, Molly said. The word's comatose, Sierra replied. Tch, I know that. I was just trying to lighten the mood. Meanwhile, in the patient's area, the doctor, a good friend of Benny's, walked into the room and asked what happened. Benny explained, A zeal of zebras charged us, and one of them kicked her in the right leg. Oh, yeah, zebras will do that, the doctor said. I ran as fast as I could, but I just couldn't get away. My leg feels like it's been hit by a hand grenade, yelled Annie. Could you please explain the pain in more detail so I can find a better treatment for it? Asked the doctor. I'm sorry, I can't articulate it very well. That's the best I can do. Well then, take this pain-relieving gel and rub it everywhere that hurts, said the doctor. But remember, this is very strong. It's just for you, okay? Don't share it with anyone else. Okay, man, just give it to me already. I'm dying. Annie calmed herself down a little, then changed the subject to cool down even more. I can't believe Benny didn't get hurt. The doctor looked at her and said, Oh, Benny lucks out a lot. You should hear all his stories. The doctor then patted Benny on the shoulder and said, You must be tired, man. Go lie down and rest. I'll take care of her from here. To get her mind off things while driving back to the hotel, Annie wanted to watch a movie on Sierra's laptop. It's not turned on, said Sierra. Give me a minute. The road suddenly got bumpy, with each bump shooting pain through Annie's leg. What's going on? She yelled. Benny answered, It's a rocky road. Sorry. The bump stopped, and Annie asked for a movie again. How's your computer? Did you boot it up yet? As the movie started playing, Benny yelled out, Brace yourself. More rock coming up. Annie cringed. More rock? Oh, no. Benny said, Don't worry. Estonia a little bit this time. Several weeks later, when the girls were back home, Annie's knee was still swollen and hurting. She went to see a doctor who ran some tests on it. When she met with the doctor to discuss the results, the doctor told her, You have Indonesia germ, Annie. We need to drain the fluid. He handed her a sticker with the letter R on it to put on her infected knee. Roll your pants up, then mark your knee with this sticker so they don't work on the wrong leg. The R can go on top of the kneecap so it won't interfere with the incision. After the procedure, she went home and rested. Her mother, Malawi, came over to take care of her with an herbal remedy made from cypress tree bark, but she couldn't find it. Annie told her, It's already in the pan, Ma. Mallory replied, But I couldn't find Japan anywhere. Then Dora came over with her friend Martin to visit Annie. Annie had never met Martin before, so Dora introduced them. Annie, "This is my friend Martin. He came to visit for a high school reunion." Annie replied, "Oh, it's nice to meet you, Martin." "Eek, a spider!" "Where?" asked Martin. "Right there on Dora's shoulder." Martin brushed the spider off Dora's shoulder, and they continued their conversation. Mallory brought the guests some glasses of water. During their conversation, Martin finished his water, and Annie told him, "You can just set your glass on the coaster." "Eek, another spider!" Martin brushed the spider away. "Gee, Annie, let me see what I can do to get rid of these spiders," Mallory reassured him. "Ah, don't worry about it. She's just overdramatic and wails a lot."